Hello, this is Kim. And I am taking Sarah's idea of, zooming from my car, like officially, at least not for paid, not for paid ones. Paid ones, I will be in my office because I usually am like, wait, I know what deck I have to use, and then I go hunting, the way it is. So I'm gonna begin with a song and let's see if it'll work this time. I am like totally doing copyright laws. Hello, yes. Oops. I'm aware. Yeah, so once more with feeling is really like it's really what started this. Yeah, so totally. Um Main title with feeling. This is like what started it all. Right. So with that, hopefully you heard a little bit of that because I was sharing with audio that time instead of like using like the dashboard. So we'll see. Tomorrow is it's not the launch, okay? But it is my new book based, well, it uses Buffy, you know. It's not really based on Buffy. It's not fan fiction. Comes out tomorrow. It's pre-order. So like I had like all these different cards that I was going to use. And then like I'm in my car and I'm like, no, it has to be Buffy. So apologies. It's Buffy with like a clarifying card. Now, for those of you with my pen pal, okay, you are going to be getting a postcard like this, and it's to my Zoom launch. Okay, now it is both the Zoom and hybrid. If you would like to like actually come to West Virginia, please do. We're going to be doing axe throwing. Yeah. So my mentor is like, whose idea was that, Kim? And I'm like, you clearly do not know me. It was my idea. Now, October 27th wasn't exactly my idea. I like the idea that it's like right at Halloween, right at Samhain. The problem where I find it is that there's a archaeology conference, a really big one that I will not be participating in. It's okay. There's next year. But he's the president and he's like, you're not participating? And I'm like, maybe I'll Zoom. It is also a hybrid, so we'll see. But like I will not be Zooming from my launch. I expect that they will Zoom bomb me. It's a drunken brawl, I was told, on Friday nights. You're supposed to scream, Canadians bring the beer. And like I really don't understand it. I don't know the history behind it. But like they actually bring good beer, okay? And like these people are talking about bringing Budweiser. And like no offense to Budweiser, but no. And get like glass bottles at least, please. But that is not what is happening. Americans are buying cheap beer for the Canadians. And like no wonder the Canadians have to bring the beer. I mean, like seriously, no. That aside, we are gonna be using Buffy. But I did have, oh there it is. I have a hot mess right now. It's half archaeology, half everything else. I am trying to prove like hell that I read the, like everything that I need to read for my um it's not even a degree. It's like a certification. And then I'm gonna see if I need to get a degree because Kim needs to be a real girl. And oh, now my nose is running. Oh my gosh. I'm like, why do I have to be a real girl? I don't know. Like I even don't always feel like I'm a real poet, and that's not imposter syndrome. That's like I haven't won the Nobel yet. Like to be a real poet, you clearly have to win the Nobel. I don't. Maybe it is imposter syndrome. I can clearly do that now, though. If people knew my name, I would totally have a Nobel, right? Yeah. So this is Buffy's. We used this a while ago, and like it's fun. It is fun. Um, so yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. I have to make sure that I am recording just because I had a scared moment. Okay, so like it comes with this little booklet. And we're going to use Cosmos. I haven't used it in a while. So I had it out. I was like, oh yeah, I have to use this. And So it also comes with a nice little booklet, and it's my clarifying card, okay? So it sort of will end the reading. So yeah, let's get going. I know your time is valuable. So besides all the stuff that's going on with that, there has been a lot of grief. I have to get that out just so that you are aware. There's a lot of anger, a lot of grief with me. And I would say, don't get me started. Like, if you're actually talking to me or if it comes up, you know, get me started. It's fine. I don't want to be like, I won't talk about it. I can't talk about it publicly. Because like then people could sue me. Um, I would like to press charges on a lot of people. But unfortunately I cannot on my behalf. My friend is dead. And so therefore, like, how do you even go about it? I had a friend actually looking into it. Um, he's now my friend. He was her friend for 50 years. He's like, I looked in to see like what we could do after, and there's really nothing. We just have to like learn from it. So I will be trying to not only personally learn from it, but like bring the awareness to other people and try to ensure that the atrocity that happened. Yes, atrocity, I will use that word. And I usually only refer to that word with like Holocaust and like such awfulness, right? But this counted, and this must happen everywhere. And maybe on a private time with trigger warnings, I will talk about what happened. It's certainly in my books. Yeah, no one's safe. Writers, you don't mess with readers. Okay, anyway, back to Buffy. All right. On that hot note, this is pretty damn good reading. Like I was like, I go through it and I'm like, oh, yeah. And like I didn't realize that justice and judgment were different cards. I mean, like I have a tarot book even, that I went all the way through. And like it's coming up next after this one, hopefully. And then I was just like, oh, like there is quite a difference, and I like it. I'm gonna have to look at my other decks and see like, is there a justice card? There must be, but like there is a difference. So we started off with the world. Okay. And I am going to be reading some of this because it is like Buffy-ish lore and stuff. And I'll go, intuitively and with what I know with archetypes. Okay. So here you are. This is a moment of unexpected grace, of recognition for your accomplishments, like having the lowest mortality rate of the graduating class. Good reason. Get ready to enjoy some punch and celebrate. Okay. So I believe this is Buffy taking over the world, having a party, probably like a prom sort of thing going on. Upright. And what sure we got it upright. Just when we thought no one was noticing, a tiny glittering umbrella appears with your name all over it. Prepare to take your moment in the spotlight and bask in the satisfaction of a job well done. The world invites you to reflect on your journey. Think back to where you began, how much you've grown since then, and everything you learned along the way. You deserve it. Now, this is a perfect card for Samhain, just so you are aware, okay? For Halloween. If you don't believe in Samhain, fine. This is when Samhain is when my year begins. Not every witch like does that, and not every pagan does that, and not every okay, we're all different. But Kim's year begins with Samhain. Okay. And there's a lot of hot mess stuff, wonderful stuff coming up, before Samhain for me. So I mean, like, so I'm like, yeah, I'm the world, baby. So are all of us. Like, let's count our not just our blessings, but what we've done, and count those dishes, and like count the small stuff that just adds up. Like, damn, those loads of laundry. I'm just like been helping my father who fell down the steps, and his rifle went into the wall. So there's this big hole. So like, like it was a hot mess, right? So he's not that injured. Like but he's decided to move downstairs, and therefore our whole household during my busiest time ever is even busier because like trying to like move him, right? So count those things, count those boxes, count, putting up a bed. Damn it, do it. All right. So even the very mundane that you're like, well, it's not a book. Oh, it's not a poem getting published, like those are my examples. Everyone has their own, like based on either work or family or whatever. Whatever you think is like big, you don't have to just like consider the big stuff, okay? Like this is like my end of the year. This is how I tallied up. This is what I did this year. This is what I accomplished. This is what I took over the goddamn lab, and no one even thinks it's the PhDs anymore. They don't ask the archaeologists. Yes, this is probably a bad thing. They don't ask the archaeologists questions. They go, hey, Kim, hey, Kim, hey, Kim. Now there's an archaeologist standing right there, PhD. Hey, Kim. That's how you know. Okay. Now, I don't know if that's how you know you made it, but that's how you know that you're like, someone has a hot mess. Is it me or them? Okay. So to bask, we are all of our accomplishments. And yes, we have our negative. We can tally the negatives too, but make sure your accomplishments, you know, go forth and like, make sure that they really do count. All the small stuff adds up. Okay. So bask in glory. Okay. Bask. So we had a few chalice cards. Okay. And like one was upright and one was reverse. But they're like sort of like funny ones, I'm gonna say, okay? So I believe this is Willow. All right, so we have the Ten of Chalices, which is always sort of like a completion card. Tend to be about completion. Everything is circular and it's about arcs and it's about going on journeys. It really is. I mean, like my book is called The Fool's Journey, but this one. But like, like the next one. Fat Tarot. So it goes through, there's all these like different like journeys, and you just keep, basically going on a cycle of journey, journey, journey. So this is a journey. So it's sort of like a completion card where it's like, I've gone through all those damn emotions. Now what? So this one, we did get rid of upright. This is the one that's upright, 10 of chalices. This card symbolizes family, chosen, nuclear, blended, or supernatural. You never know about those ghosts that are with you. I lived in a haunted house. Trust me, I know. One tried to smother me, and one saved me. How do you choose these things? I don't know. These are your people, and you are invited to relax into their familiar embraces. You may be feeling fulfilled by your time with your Scoobies, secret rendezvous in a crypt, or bonding with your coven. Whatever the case, keep prioritizing time for them. So even if it's not like family actually is a triggering word for me. Even if it's not family, it's a place of belonging, which I personally have not found. I found it in one person and it's really awkward and weird. And is that really belonging? Like there's all these questions. So if you have found belonging or family or these triggering words for Kim, please enjoy it. Bask in it as well with that world card. Like really like take stock and like be like, yes. Okay. You don't have to call yourself lucky, or blessed, but you can like be like, I'm here right now and I'm going to enjoy it. All right. Nine of Chalices came next. It was inverted. It is a lovely singing demon. He's my favorite. He's also like one of the reasons, clearly, why my book came to be, because it started off just based on, um, the songs. So true story. Sorry, rest of Fluffy verse. So reverse. If a demon shows up and suddenly everyone starts singing their deepest secrets out loud, that means your wish has gone sideways. And it's time to admit that you might have had unrealistic expectations. How can you make sure they are all aligned to your emotional needs? Because as soon as you suss out what you want, there will be a parade. All right, so we're sort of going a little bit backwards. We have this huge, celebration, this great family stuff. And then we're sort of like, hey, we're telling our deepest secrets. What? Is it a problem? Maybe not. And maybe not secrets, but maybe we're feeling a little bit like, is this real? Or what is not being fulfilled within me? What is too much? I have too much, too much, too much. Do you? Maybe. There's a lot of what I want versus what I need and like what I'm committed to, just about life. So like I said, like I use personal examples because I think that stories really hit it in a little bit. And I hope that it makes people like feel like, inside, like, yeah, okay. So tarot to go is sort of like just like this. Every so often we hit a speed bump, okay? I I'm fine with my office. It's okay. It's in transition, actually, technically. Um, furniture was just taken away, furniture was put in. Was it really my choice? No, it was really my parents, but is it okay? Of course, I got a new bookcase. Okay, sure. So transition. Okay. Do we have time? Maybe not. Will we have time? Probably. Are we inconvenienced? Yes. And is there time for everything? Maybe not. So what do we really want to do first? Write a list. That's what I've been doing. I've been writing a list and like it's not necessarily like in like any type of priorities. Just like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And then I like hype myself up like when it's just swirling in my head, swirling. And like, should I be singing about it? Yeah. Damn it, Spike, save me from myself, right? Um, that is probably just narrowly getting myself not in copyright. So So, like you have to take that whole breath and take a breath, write down, and don't necessarily write down, this has to happen. This is the first thing. This is come around. Seriously, do what you feel like you have to do at that time, at that moment. Like, I have been a hot mess, and everyone else would be like, oh my God, she's so bipolar. No, I just have too much to do, and I don't know what to prioritize. Do you prioritize your family, your career, your love life that isn't a love life? I mean, like, all that stuff. Who knows? Are they prioritizing you? So if they're not, then like, okay. So like hot mess of parents, they're not like with my body. Like I can only lift and I am really strong, but it has to go with myself so that I don't get hurt. So it's up to me. If I feel like I can lift and I'm strong enough at that moment, then I will. If I don't, I'll say, give me 10. I really can't do it. My shoulders are, I mean, like we go through cycles where, sometimes we're stronger and sometimes we're not. And I am learning my body through archaeology. There are some times when I need to sit down, and there are some times where I need to beat that rock. Okay? And it's okay as long as you know not to hurt yourself. So do not hurt yourself. If like something is bringing you down, acknowledge it. And maybe that's not the time for it. Maybe you need a day, maybe you need a week, whatever. Okay, maybe you need some help. Let's talk to somebody and like trying to get it like together and like be like, oh, I have a plan now. Do so, okay? Sing about it. Your deepest, darkest secrets and your scariness. All right. I know, hot mess. Justice. Oh, we got Angel, baby. I'm not even a huge Angel fan, although I like Angel the series. And my problem is I can only watch like 15 minutes at a time now. I used to not be that way. I used to be a TV kid, so I was put in front of the TV to be shut up and out of the way. So like I have like this issue now. I use all this pop culture references. Can't even watch the shows. It's all based on memory usually. So like Angel, not my favorite because, well, I don't know. I like Spike. I like snarkiness on like hotness level. I don't know. I mean, there's something that I remind Spike reminds me of myself. Angel doesn't. And like it's not like even like I want to like, oh yes, I am so in love with these characters. No, Angel is just as hot as everybody else, but like Angel is not me. I do not see myself as a reflection. Okay. But this is justice. And it's not all about Angel, but I wanted to bring that out about the Kimness of Angel, okay? I'm much more angelus. All right. Always ready to atone for his past. Angel embodies the spirit of justice and not judgment, which is interesting because I always like the two together, and this is not it. This has nothing to do with judgment. Okay, guys. This tall, dark, and brooding vamp finds you contemplating the potential consequences and repercussions of a decision. All those songs that you just sang. Um, that was probably a little loud. You are seeking truth, but you are beginning to realize that there are many truths, each right in their own way. All you can do is take action you believe in. Remember, and this is in all italics, all that matters is what you do. Okay? Actions speak louder than words. It's a cliche. Okay? So if we're all only actions matter and like what we actually do with our lives. Okay? My absolute what I will be known for in my life, if I am lucky, is that small actions matter. That's what I want to be known for. Yes, all my poetry, obviously, but in my poetry, it is all about small acts mattering. Small acts, just of kindness, just of doing something, just of like one of my books that was taken is literally my protagonist has a, one like gives the umbrella to the other, and that is all the action. Small acts matter. They lead up to large acts. Now, small acts in one person matter all the way through their lives. And then there's also like in terms of movements, one small act leads to like huge things. Like if we look at our civil rights movement, how many things are just small technically of these African American or Black American, depending on how they identify. Um, like, an act, like just, I'm not going to the back of the bus. No, I'm going to sit at this table. No, and it leads to huge, beautiful, change, you know, and really it's not just nationwide, worldwide change. So think about it. Small acts lead up to big movements. Just sweeping leads to like a better mindset. And then that better mindset leads to blah blah blah. Okay? So all that matters is what you do. And it doesn't have to be these save the world things. Although I admit that I go after save the world, so I cannot talk. All right, we have the nine of sighs. Although I never quite say it right, sky sighs. It always like it very much is like it sounds like when I say it, it sighs, sighs, and instead of like scy, uh, thes. So just remember that it is it is like sort, like it's a battle thing. But at the same time, I'm like, is it really, or are they really all sighs? Okay. So we got it upright because of your fear. Because you fear it, the world is crumbling, and you may find nightmares are made flat. Anxiety is weighing heavily on your cerebral cortex. The nine of sighs offers a reminder you are not alone. During times of duress, a buff intellect can be a bully, convincing you that everything is wrong. But it's just not true. Spend some time with BFFs and have them dismantle your fears in the comforting light of day or at night. Like if you got you're having a panic attack at midnight and you have like your person that is up at that time, you check them, you email them and be like, and hopefully they answer back. Okay, so I clarified this card because I was like, well, we have all this stuff, like it goes from we are at the top of the world. And then we are like, the 10 says that it's about time to start, our next cycle, right? So we're at the top of the world, we get our stuff, and then we go forward. And this thought might be like, I mean, like it's a week of September 24th, but this might not just be this week. This is a lot, you know? So this might be somebody's quarter of a year, or it can be like, like hopefully it's not a whole day, but like sometimes my days feel like this, and maybe it's a cycle every day, like sort of like, okay, so give yourself some time span, just think about it. All right. So these nightmares, I did clarify. Okay. I wasn't going to, I was just going to use, this. But I had to like clarify with the deck. All right. And I did show this earlier. Cosmos. Okay. It is out of print. I got it from a woman that was getting rid of cards. I said that's what deck I want. So she sent it, but it is brilliant. I love it. Okay. So if you happen to find it, it is the Light Gray Art Lab that does it. And satirical and oracle deck. All right, it's Cosmos. We got the sun. Now the sun was sort of like this medium, like upright, not upright, not. All right, so I chose it to be upright. Okay, it could have been either way. All right, it's about rebirth, illumination, visualization, and this is like what it says about the actual sun. As the sun makes its way across the sky, it rejuvenates, nourishes, and brings life to all it touches. Eventually, the sun departs beneath the horizon, only to return again the next day. There are a number of cultures that revere the cyclical nature of the sun. The constant birth, journey, and death of the sun is perpetual, symbolizing the cycle of life and the concept of rebirth. Okay? This card refers to the power of illumination and visualization. In some cases, it indicates a source of inspiration or energy is present that is needed for progress and growth. This card also references the sun's ability to reveal and selectively shine light on the matters at hand. So all of those fears, all of those things that we had to put in the list, but we don't necessarily know the priorities. The sun, it says everything is cyclical. You go from the world all the way back, and then you go back to the world. And so we're living a cycle, okay? Be good to yourself during the cycle. This sun means it illuminates all the fears. That is both meaning that illuminates that you have those fears if they are subconscious. Okay, suddenly you're like, I fear this, I fear this, I fear this. Fear intimacy. I fear not being good enough. Maybe that imposter syndrome is real. Maybe I'm lying to myself. Write it down. Okay. Journal about it. Talk to your friends. Exactly what we just went through the entire thing. It's a cycle. Okay, guys. So it's not just a day, or maybe it is a day. Maybe it's a week. Maybe it's a month. Okay, but we have to go through the cycles. And like it's brilliant. Okay. Like I think this is a brilliant example of what life really is. And it's not a frou-frou, reading like some that I see that are like, oh, good night, good night. There's some danger and there's snakes. Like, guys, we're dancing a dance and we're telling our secrets and we are like giving ourselves justice and telling ourselves what the truth really is. And we're after our own personal truth. Don't listen to what other people tell you. If they say on the internet, which they tell me often, go get therapy. Well, I have therapy. I do. So why tell me to do it? It's not enough. It's 35 minutes a week. Is that enough to tell your entire week of like everything that's gone on? That's craziness? No. So we need to rely on each other. We don't have to always like be negative and go. It's a way of like sending ourselves off and saying, like sending someone off or they send us off. Oh, just go do this. Oh, just go do this. I can't be bothered is what it says. So those people that, can't be bothered for this moment, do not talk to them. Sorry, my charger's going. So do not talk to them. Talk to other people, okay? And like find other friends that are willing to support you. Okay? Like this is all possible. This is all stuff that we can conquer. If there are phobias, there are things that we can do. Trigger warning. Reptiles. I used to be afraid of snakes completely and totally and everything, and now I do archaeology. I've seen two snakes that are the type that I'm scared of, which are just black snakes. They're not even like the scary ones that are like gonna like poison you that my mentor encountered on my dig. Um, but at the same time, it's sort of like, ugh, all right. uh, like, so then that phobia, it doesn't just go away. You have to work on it, right? So, like, I worked on that phobia. I knew that I was scared. It's death. I couldn't go outside. I mean, like, I went down the street going stick, 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 no snake. Stick, 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 no snake. I did that for years. Okay. That's like probably the real reason for like, 10 years I didn't do archaeology. When I could have volunteered during it and knew it. I was scared of snakes. I was scared of them. Beyond scared. Okay. So I went to pet stores. I looked at them in the wild because I mean, like my house did have them. And at first I would run. I was like, I can't deal with it. It'll just be on repeat in my head. So like those fears on repeat, if you have a phobia that just repeats, it's natural. It happened to me. If you have like an episode, and you see it, you keep like repeating it, tell someone, I'm repeating this, just please listen, know that I'm repeating. I know that I'm repeating. All right. So I just have to get through this. Okay. And you do it. If you need to repeat to me, please, damn it, do it. I'll listen. Okay. Just repeat. You need to. Like, I'm repeating all my grief and what has happened that day. No one wants to hear it. It's sad. So how do you get that out? How do you repeat the story until it's out of you? I guess you write a book. So just think about it. Okay. Let's support each other. I'm sorry, my nose is so runny. The allergies are crazy. Our leaves are just starting to mold, and starting to fall. So apologies. So if you have phobias, if you have fears, if you have anything, bring it up. Now please celebrate with me. My book is going pre-order tomorrow. And I should say tomorrow, if you're watching this a different day, September 25th, 2023. I will be very excited. Social media hopefully will blow up. I'm very grateful everyone that helped me. Gabby Gilliam is the one that illustrated, and Hugh is an imprint of Corinthia Press, and they are beautiful and wonderful to me. Okay, so on that, have a wonderful day. Be a little Buffy. Have a wonderful week. Go stake someone. Get rid of your vampires and your demons. It's the whole point of my book. You have to try to slay your demons, and I won't ruin the end for you. But I will ask a question. Do you ever really slay our demons, or do we just help others do it? Take care. Be well. So it is.